In the summer of 2026, the FIFA World Cup will span 16 cities across North America. With 48 teams playing 104 matches, the tournament is projected to generate $80 billion in global economic output. To win the bid for this massive event, the host nations relied on a specific strategy. They would avoid the costs of new construction by using existing NFL and Liga MX megastadiums that were already in operation. Historically, hosting this tournament is a rapid way to lose money. Recent hosts like Brazil and Qatar spent billions constructing massive arenas that, once the fans left, became depreciating assets that cost millions just to maintain. Politicians across the United States, Mexico, and Canada promised their citizens that by using stadiums already standing, the region would capture the revenue of the world's biggest sporting event without the risk of building white elephants. But the scale of this tournament hides a complex financial equation. Behind the headlines of record-breaking revenue, these 16 host cities are facing a looming bill that many didn't see coming. Converting an American football stadium to meet FIFA standards is a massive logistical undertaking. The governing body demands specific pitch dimensions and highly regulated natural grass systems that often require wiping out entire rows of premium seating. In Dallas, officials are spending nearly $295 million on AT&T Stadium alone. The city has to widen the field, rip out the existing turf, and pay for the rebranding required for the matches. The costs are similar in Canada. Toronto is spending over $300 million to upgrade its local infrastructure for just a handful of matches. These municipalities are not building empty arenas from scratch, but they are still taking on nine-figure debts to retrofit venues they already own. The promise that hosting would be low risk omitted these required overhauls, effectively transferring massive capital expenditures directly onto the local taxpayers. To justify that debt, local governments tell citizens that millions of incoming fans will pack hotels and flood restaurants, triggering a surge of local spending. This chart illustrates an economic reality known as the substitution effect. As the bar for World Cup fan tourism rises, the baseline representing normal tourism drops. Regular vacationers and business travelers actively cancel their trips to avoid the chaos and high prices, often leaving the net economic gain flat. Furthermore, the capital that does enter the city doesn't stay there. As we see the top segment of this fan spending funneling out, it represents how revenue is extracted from the host city to fill the accounts of FIFA and their global sponsors. Meanwhile, host cities are left footing the bill for the less glamorous necessities, paying for thousands of riot police, public transit overhauls, and security perimeters out of their very own municipal budgets. Because FIFA strictly enforces its trademarks, small businesses are locked out of official sponsorships. To capture any revenue, local groups are using geo-fenced social media ads and creating spaces like Pitch Live in Houston, a 39-day destination designed to keep spending within the community. Local economies do not naturally inherit the wealth generated by the tournament. They have to actively organize and deploy their own marketing tactics just to capture a fraction of the spending happening in their own streets. There is one organization, however, treating this tournament as a do-or-die moment for their bottom line: Major League Soccer. By bringing the globe's biggest stars to North American soil, MLS ownership groups are attempting to convert casual, localized crowds into a permanent, monetizable television audience. The arrival of the tournament also triggers a lucrative ripple effect. For a month, the World Cup acts as a multi-billion-dollar audition for the global transfer market. This graph demonstrates how that exposure shifts player value. If a relatively unknown North American Academy player has a breakout performance on this stage, European clubs will scramble to secure their contract, and that player's transfer value violently spikes upward. While the host municipalities accumulate public debt to lay the groundwork, the broader football ecosystem treats these young athletes like high-yield assets in a rapid-growth bull market. The payout structure of this $80 billion machine is clear. FIFA secures the risk-free profits. The domestic leagues and their players secure the skyrocketing asset valuations generated by massive global exposure, and the 16 host cities are left holding the bag, securing only the massive municipal debt that was sold to them as a civic duty. The cultural glory of hosting the beautiful game is undeniable, but local taxpayers will have to ask themselves if the pride of lifting the trophy is worth walking into a financial trap.